You heard Dwayne Casey, the reference there from Jamie Maggio, coming out with more force. This guy had a terrific outing in game one, and he starts out to knock down the early three.
Watch him when he handles and finds open teammates.
He has great size. Coach did a nice job coming off and being able to get that shot off quickly. A good sign for the Bucks as well. There's Brook. Coach Casey talked about that three-man wall, and they were back and they were ready for Giannis. He had to kick out to Brook and let Brook make the play.
Nice drive inside by Jackson. Yeah, he used the word. Here's Middleton back to Bledsoe for the open three and knocks it down. Time matching up against his whole team.
And Kevin, we talked about discipline from Coach Casey. So far, so good in transition, and beautiful play by Wayne Ellington. Getting it has them allowed them to have more space because of the three-point shooting of Luke. They need that.
Bledsoe looking for another three, and he'll get it despite the outstretched arm.
Much better understanding of what he should be doing and staying away from doing.
Jackson able to slip inside and sets up the easy shot there for Maker. Donner just 2 of 10 there in game one, but the Bucks coming right back on the attack.
For a nice bucket in the paint.
Lopez inside off the miss. Antetokounmpo runs the floor, and a collision there with Drummond. Jackson on the contested three and rattles it in.
Huge for his confidence, huge for Detroit that they can knock down the three where they really struggled in game one.
Antetokounmpo rolls to the basket. Nice backdoor cut there, and feeding it outside to Middleton, who elects to take the three and cashes in.
Threes.
Has 12 games on the year of 20 points, 20-plus rebounds. Jackson off the screen, able to connect, so already.
Smitty just got done saying Reggie Jackson's off to a great start. It's because the coach is concerned about the number of minutes that he plays as Bernard tees one up and gets the friendly roar. Jackson.
Antetokounmpo with a sidestep, and Drummond there to close it off. Here's the veteran Hill on a tough drive, gets the contact and the basket.
Drummond's handles.
As Brook Lopez steps back onto the floor along with Pat Connaughton, as Drummond takes the easy feed up top.
Smith got him as a scorer, but Ish Smith is that pass first point guard and speed. He gets guys easy buckets.
Connaughton on a tough drive and used a seal there.
Bud in the meeting just raved about Pat Connaughton, and he's been fantastic. And there's Brook Lopez.
Here's Middleton out of the corner. Active hand sets up the extra opportunity, and Middleton there.
So what his coach says, it works out for us, guys.
Well, and nobody knows better about being coachable than Coach Mike Fratello. The key to that is Detroit. Yeah, Coach Mike Budenholzer talked about how much he loves the physicality that Sterling Brown brings to the floor. Good open look there. Not
get your feet set.
Yeah, Ellington, a guy that has historically been a good three-point shooter, is Antetokounmpo just steps in and with a nice soft 15-footer. Connaughton fighting inside for the rebound.
That's his teardrop. That's the big man's teardrop.
Bledsoe on a tough crossover and gets inside with a pretty finish.
He's been so good. He's 3 of 3.
Robinson the third getting another look.
This is where you got to get back and build this wall. No Drummond.
Something at a pretty good pace and tempo. Hill was behind him.
There is Smith on the crossover pull-up and knocks it down.
He was so.
And there is that quick burst from Smith. Is Thon Maker on the offensive rebound. Here is Ellington. Boy, the Pistons would really love to see him get going, and maybe that three. Smith across the lane and able to get back alongside Coach Mike Fratello, the sharpshooter Steve Smith. Jamie Maggio was the second worst franchise playoff loss as Antetokounmpo. Mike Budenholzer displaying some early trust here in Antetokounmpo, who just picked up his third foul a moment ago, although Ilyasova has made his way to the score.
Look at Bledsoe and Giannis, both guys Got to block that one.
Difference that it's made. Miritich point blank, but stays inside with a quick follow.
That's what the coach wants. Just play hard. Give the effort necessary.
43-40. Milwaukee with a lead. On the block shot down to Connaughton. And a much-needed response there from Milwaukee.
33-31, 12 more for Detroit. And then defensive field goal percentage, they brought them from 70 down to 51.
And coach, while you were talking, bruising it over. And it's 4 minutes left in this quarter. Great confidence booster for this Pistons team that they can finish strong.
Middleton with a huge
6.5 minutes.
4.5 to play here in the first half. Nice feed inside to Drummond, who lays it up and in.
I don't know why Drummond doesn't do it.
Because of that size and length, was able to block the shot. I thought Reggie thought he had an easy one. Good pass by Reggie Jackson to Drummond.
And Smitty, you mentioned there are only 2 in block shots, right at 6 per game.
Yeah, Lopez, number 4 in the league at 2.2 as Ilyasova drains. Dangerous cross.
Nice plays. Even if you miss, you have good balance on the offensive end. You can get back in transition.
Jackson with a little teardrop. Milwaukee closed on that 7-1 run. Here is Hill to Connaughton, and boy, you look at the additions of Connaughton. Back comes Detroit.
George Hill not in the play, gives up a wide open look because he didn't get back. It was
Detroit led early by 4. Milwaukee went back up by 12. It looked like perhaps another route was on as Middleton hitting the tough.
He's doing that.
15 now for Middleton. Jackson again able to get deep in the paint. Out to Kennard. And the rookie knocking down another.
End of the first quarter, 70% field goal percentage for Milwaukee, 48 now.
Jackson able to get that arm extended on Bledsoe. Got a 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Bledsoe floating to his left. And
he is understanding the game, and now it's down to 6 seconds. There's Reggie Jackson. Wow.
3.3.
To have a lot of points, but he did a nice job for the Pistons off the bench.
Detroit only won 1 quarter in game 1, and that was the 4th quarter, 25-24. Now scoring Milwaukee 32-20 is Antetokounmpo, who was handcuffed with 3 fouls. Scores early, and there's that one-hand jam you were talking about, Coach.
He must have heard us over here talking about throwing it down.
And coming back the other way. And Antetokounmpo, you can see he is got that
to use because he can't let Antetokounmpo run down the floor and be an offensive rebounder, and he's 40 feet away behind them.
Nobody picks up Bledsoe as he's his worker.
And he's been like that since day one he walked into this league. He's just gotten better and better from a skill standpoint, and obviously put on a whole bunch of muscle and girth.
Lopez thought about that 3. Antetokounmpo inside and slams it down with the left hand as Drummond.
I'm Drummond. I don't take that play, Coach. You got to play good defense because if you don't get that call, that's an easy bucket.
Yeah, you got to kind of man.
3 here tonight, and he has 16 points. Bledsoe able to scoop up the loose ball. Steps into the 3, and down it goes.
Big Thon tried to pull it onto Antetokounmpo Euro step and doesn't quite have that down yet.
Well, he's had a great teacher in his short time here.
Slow down, and then we saw the player Giannis being able to use his girth. Thon has to get in the weight room to get better.
21 in the game, 11 of those in the quarter. It
Took Reggie Jackson out in the first quarter. He does it again here in the third quarter.
Here's Connaughton able to use his size and strength over the top of Smith. Down to Antetokounmpo and delights the fans with a 2-hand. No Blake Griffin again here tonight for Detroit as Smith stops the run.
I love that possession. Bud went right down to Brook Lopez against Glenn Robinson. Glenn Robinson did a great job defensively against them.
And that's the second technical foul for Griffin in this series. He was teed up on that play that ultimately led to the ejection of Andre Drummond. And another good look, but tough shooting here in this third. And a big breakdown on the inbounds play there for Detroit that leads to the east, especially when you're already down by double figures. We've seen Milwaukee really tighten up defensively here in this third quarter at a much.
Look at Lopez, who's guarding him. Size advantage where Brook pulls out to the corner to open up the lane.
The veteran George Hill raced wild shot into the hands of Brown. Skip pass to an open shooter. Connaughton with a corner three. Hill.
Because you could see it coming and feel it.
We did it a little bit better. Our defense was better. Our rebounding was better.
That big third quarter, he's got 23 for the game. And the Pistons come out firing for working on his former teammate, Thon Maker. Here's Mirotic as they continue to try to work him back into the rotation. Bledsoe with the pull-up, and Bledsoe again, just a steady performance tonight. Had 12 in the opening quarter. He's got 21 now for the game. DC Celtics and the Pacers. For more on these games, please go to NBA.com.
You see Mirotic winds up with just limited minutes now to get him back in the flow. We see the layup take place in transition. You got a veteran big guy just in case you need it.
My goodness, how about the tip and follow from Eric Bledsoe, rising above all the traffic.
A good defense by Middleton.
Sets up the run-out opportunity for Bledsoe. Here for Detroit. So instead of an 11-point deficit, 13 is Bledsoe inside.
So his toughness at the defensive end, well, when you got a guy like Connaughton, and you see Middleton right there knock down the fadeaway right now.
Bledsoe diving for the steal, taps it to Antetokounmpo. On the drive, flips it up. 4-year extension back in early March, and could not be happier to be here in Milwaukee. A big knockdown three there. Good ball movement here, sets up Connaughton on the drive. It's been that kind of night for Pat. Big 7-footer attempted 512 threes on the season. Drummond inside with a quick two-hand slam.
Good finish by the big. Got to get good shots against this Milwaukee team.
Yeah, tough shooting night for Ish Smith. 3 of 13. Connaughton squares, fires, and knocks it down.
They played better. The numbers don't show it. It's definitely going to be a loss. And it's a double-digit lead for sure right now, but I thought they played better.
They did. They gave more effort. They concentrated on their points of emphasis that they did not do in game number 1, getting down 20-4 in the beginning. Came back, gave themselves a chance, took the lead.
Getting a chance to implement his philosophy, his style, and his team made the playoffs. And I'm not saying they would have won this series, Coach, but it totally been different if they had a healthy